Hey everyone, let's talk about AFK Journey. Now, this sounds like a sponsored video when I open like that, and it's not. Although it is kind of a celebration of the first anniversary. You've probably heard of AFK Journey. It got really pushed a little while ago, and I feel like I haven't seen it getting pushed that much anymore. I guess they got the player base injection that they wanted, and then, you know, they didn't need to do that again. I'm sure there'll be another run of pushes for the next expansion when it comes out, but for the time being, we're in sort of a lull. It was one of those games that, when I saw the ads, I went, that game is gorgeous. That game is so pretty, I want to try it. I don't play this kind of game usually, but dang, is that not pretty. As an artist, I really resonate with stuff that's pretty, turns out. And I give it a shot. It's okay. It does what it's trying to do. I kept feeling like at every turn I would go, oh, this looks like it probably has some depth. I just need to wait until like I unlock more stuff, and then I can like make decisions. And I don't know. I'm not sure if I ever really got there. Let me talk about this. So the core of the game of AFK Journey is actually this kind of like open world exploration kind of element. You're walking around this nice, beautiful overworld map, and I love that part of the game. That part of the game is awesome. But it doesn't really have a lot of substance to it. You're just kind of going from point A to point B in the plot line, having people talk at you, and then doing it again. The story is cool. I think if you just walked around the world and did the story, you'd have a great time. But the, like, gameplay, which I think walking around the world and doing stuff is gameplay, but that aside, the gameplay is the combat portion, which is not that. It is, you have this squad of fighters who can do little battles, and they all have really cool abilities. And at first I had this really fun element of going, it feels like watching like esports, like I'm rooting for my team to win, because you don't have any control over it, right? It's an idle game. You say, you 5 people fight, I'm gonna watch. And there's some things you can change, right? You can go, well, this character has abilities that care about this, so I care about who it's paired with and blah, 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 that kind of stuff, which is cool, ostensibly. You know, you want to have a good party composition, but for the most part, you do your little fight, and you either win or you lose, and sometimes you can eke out a few, like, damage points and turn a loss into a win, but usually, you're better off just grinding, making it not that satisfying to bother eking out a victory, right? Which, honestly, is not that surprising, right? It's an RPG. It's just it's auto battle instead of battle. In RPGs, oftentimes the way to win is by grinding, right? You make your guys stronger and then you keep going. But because of this, I never really got a lot out of the combat of the game, which is fine. I kept playing it. Why'd I keep playing it? I don't know. Now, I am definitely of the mind that you should never let a game hold you hostage. If the game says, hey, we're going to give you some cool stuff if you sign in today, I mean, sign in if you want to, but don't let that be the reason, right? Especially when, what's the cool stuff they're giving you? Money you can spend in the game to make yourself better at the game. Like, okay, whatever. Like I said, grinding, sure, but not in sort of an actionable, interesting way. There's an infinite amount of resources. Have you ever played a game like that and went, I fell off for like 4 months and then I tried to get back into it? You missed 4 months of that type of stuff. Why do you need to sign in today, right? Anyway, I kind of went off the rails on that. Point being is, I don't think it was just like they got me in the addictive like login cycle. In fact, I did stop playing for a while, and then a new season came out and I went, ooh, new season, and I tried the new season out. And I think that's sort of the intended sort of flow of the game, and that's okay. I do enjoy seeing my little cute, beautiful art characters go do a little fight, see the new characters they add, try and unlock the new ones. There's supposed to be this like gotcha element where you're like really trying to get extra copies of the same character to make them stronger. I don't care, right? Like, again, they don't have me on the, you should be engaging in the battle aspect, which is not really a real battle aspect. It's a how well can you grind aspect, I guess. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe if you level up the characters to full, there's a lot more depth to the combat. But honestly, I feel like there's probably enough depth already that it's actually weirdly off-putting. Like, the idea of reading every single character's descriptions and how their abilities work, I don't know how everyone's abilities work. It's not it's a lot of stuff to read for not a lot of payoff. I keep thinking I want this to be a MOBA. Honestly, whenever I watch a new character, like, reveal video, I'm like, oh, that's a cool selection of abilities they have. Shame I don't get to play them, right? Like, there's something to be said for, like, this would be a sweet MOBA. It's like, they've already made all the kits, just slap them in a MOBA and let me play as, like, CC or whatever, right? That would be fun. But, whatever. Whatever, that's not the point. The point is, eventually they added fishing. And I am known amongst my friends as the one who really likes fishing in video games. And I was like, I'm gonna try that out. And this is actually the first time I got it on the phone. I was playing on PC for a really long time. And actually, what got me to install it on my phone was Pokemon Pocket. I was really excited for Pokemon Pocket. I signed in. I got it day one. And I just fell off really fast. I didn't find the gameplay that interesting. So I didn't really bother with it much. So every time I signed into it, first of all, it was only on phone, right? It doesn't have a PC version, at least at the release it didn't. I don't know if it does now, I don't follow it. But it was the thing I would do when I had 5 minutes, I would pop it open, I'd open some packs. And I found I was never playing it. I was only opening packs. I was only collecting dailies. And like I said, don't let a game hold you hostage. So I stopped playing it. But I found I still had, at that point I'd gotten used to doing something in those 5 minutes. So I'm like, well, I want something I can do in those 5 minutes that's more satisfying. What is that? And the answer was the fishing part of AFK Journey. Just logging in and being like, I'll just cast my line and see what I catch. Now, I've actually gotten to the point where I've caught every fish in the regions I have access to. I don't have access to every region because I think I need to unlock them by playing the story, and I haven't done that yet. So I need to rush through the story, and I do like the story. I find it hard to fit into my life, right? The story I want to play, like, on a computer as, like, my, like, playing through an RPG, right? It's an RPG with no combat, no, like, gameplay. That's what it feels like. And I want to do that on my computer. On my phone, I want to be doing the fishing, but I've done the fishing. So I'm in kind of this weird, I'm kind of waiting for the next thing right now, even though it's really on me to do more story. I'm just finding a difficulty to do the story. And while I could probably rush through it, I don't want to rush through it because I want to actually hear the dialogue and see the actual story. So I'm in this, like, weird middle zone where I'm like, I don't want to skip the story, but I also don't have time to do the story. So I'm not doing anything, which is kind of a shame. Point being is, that's kind of how I came about to be playing the game and in what capacity I'm playing it. Now, the thing is, in addition to the overworld and the story part of the game, there's a ton of these different modes in which you can do the idle battle. The gameplay is basically the same every time, but you can go fight in the Dream Realm, or you can fight in the auto battle, like AFK stages, or you can fight in the arena against other players, and I don't really care about any of that. It doesn't really excite me. It's just like whoever has the strongest team wins. Now, there are two modes that I think are very cool. One is the Honor Duel, which I kind of wish I did more. It seems like a really good mode. It basically sets everyone's characters to the same level and the same, like, stats and stuff. So your outside of the game grinding does not affect this. You play against other people, and it's like an actual auto battler. It's not like an idle game. It's like an auto battler where you get to say, I'm unlocking new abilities, I'm leveling up my characters in the, like, space of, in the instance of the auto battler Honor Duel. And you go through multiple stages, you try and win like 8 times in a row against different people, right? And I actually really enjoy that whenever I play it. I think I'm bad at it, so I don't play it a ton. I wish I played it more. Part of the reason I don't play that much is honestly because the game doesn't reward me for playing it that much, which is, like, feels bad. Like, you play the thing that's fun, right? Like, I have another auto battler on my phone, and I just always reach for that one first. But I should just pull out the Honor Duel out more often when I don't have a thing I want to do. When I'm just like, I got 5 minutes. I think maybe it's a little bit long. You know, it's like, I can stop. I don't have to do the whole thing in one sitting, but I want to. So I end up not doing it. The other thing is the Arcane Realms, I think it's called. That one is you do a little auto battle fight, and then you get a choice of, like, which upgrade you want. It becomes sort of like a roguelite, where you're saying, okay, which path do I go down? The one that gives me this upgrade or that upgrade? And then I try and make a good build. And I love making a good build. That's a very fun mode. I don't really super get it in that it feels like it's I enjoy the I'm making choices thing, but it also kind of doesn't seem like it amounts to much. Like, I'm not sure if I'm making good or bad decisions. I feel like I'm making a cool build, and it's still satisfying to make a cool build, even if like it doesn't seem like it matters. Does that make sense? But then once you finish the thing, which you almost certainly will, I don't think I've ever failed out of it, because again, it's just like not really that hard, and so it doesn't really feel like your choices matter that much. It goes into like an endless mode, which I die immediately in. So like, I think probably if I did make better choices, I wouldn't die immediately. I don't know. I should try it more. It's a cool mode. It's very fun, actually. I like it a lot. But they just added a new mode. Now, a little bit ago, a few weeks, they announced that there was 2 new modes coming, and I read them both and I went, those both sound awesome, actually. Actually, those both sound awesome. So I was very excited for them. And this is the first of those 2 modes, the Voyage of Wonders. And this mode throws your character into like an instanced overworld, if that makes sense. The overworld, you can walk around with your character and you can do stuff. But this one throws you into just like this small little zone where you can still walk around and do stuff, and you can still fight the enemies in the overworld, but it both streamlines the combat so that instead of you entering into this battle stage and then you watch your guys fight and then you get out, it just adds like, boom, your character's fighting, pow, bam, poof, you won. And I kind of love it. It's a great little way of just being like, yeah, we've gotten to the point where I'm not doing much in the auto battles anyway, let's just really skip them. And it still has the spectacle of it. It feels good to watch this little bar like represent your character's fighting, even though it's just like 3 seconds and then you're done. It's great. I just really like it. This mode's awesome. It's walking around the world. It's fighting guys. It's making sure you're sequencing your battles right so that you're not too weak for the fights. And it's very, very simple. Like, I don't think it's hard, but that's okay. Things don't need to be hard to be interesting. You're in the world. You have 2 parties equipped to you that you're allowed to use. You've got one of each different faction. There's 2 factions that you need depending on the stage you're doing. And then you'll walk around and you'll see someone and you'll go, that guy's team is 300 and my team is 200. I could probably take them. And then you fight them. They will tell you which of the 2 teams you should be using. You equip that team. You instigate a battle. You win the battle. You get bonus strength. And so if you sequence your battles right, you'll go from the lowest powered guys to the highest powered guys. There's also like a stamina system that I don't really know much about. It didn't really seem to come up much. There's like stamina bubbles on the ground that you can pick up to get it back. And you can lose, sure. But it just costs stamina and you can try again and be like, oops, I accidentally had the wrong team equipped. And that's the thing. The actual decision layer is very small. It's like, make sure you're using the right team. Make sure you're fighting the guy who's lowest power in the squad. And that's about it. But like, that's satisfying. The one other thing it has is back attacks, which I really like. I love stealth games. And the funny thing is that a lot of games, we approach them as, what's the gameplay? How good is the combat? And like, there's so much more to gameplay than just combat. Walking around the world is gameplay. Talking to people is gameplay. But if a game has combat at all, we sometimes boil it down to just the combat being the part that matters. And in a stealth game, the combat is stand behind them and hit the attack button and they die, right? Like, that's stealth games combat. And just because it's simple does not mean it's not satisfying. So having these roaming mobs on the overworld that have a back attack location that let you walk up and go boop, and then you insta-kill them, that's great. I love that. I think that's fine. I enjoy stealth games and it works. It works perfectly well. So it's not a very like deep system, but like it's satisfying. I get to walk around in a beautiful world. And again, the art is the biggest draw. And I get to make sure that I still have to think about it. It takes me a second. I don't have to think hard, which is great, but I do have to think about it, which is also great. And then you have to do your sequencing. It actually reminds me of the like those games, you know what I'm talking about? The like ads that are just like, which way do I fight these dungeons? Do I fight them the one that is 500 power or the one that's 200 power? I don't know, right? And it's just like really silly, like it's so obvious, but like it doesn't matter that it's obvious. You know, it's still fun. It's still satisfying. I still like it. So I'm super enjoying that mode. I spent a little bit too much time on it, but it's great. The new mode, the one that's not out yet at the time of me recording this, I don't know exactly what it's going to be because it's like pretty unclear. It's just like we're teasing an idea. It looks like it's going to be kind of like an entirely different genre. Like it looks like a Stardew Valley. It looks like, oh, you're going to have this private area that you get to develop. You get to like farm in or fish or like build things, and you can invite other players to visit you there. And I am excited for that. That sounds awesome because, like, what is the game really? It's like pseudo online. It's online, but like it doesn't really matter that it's online. And if I had my friend in the game, they couldn't see me in the game because they're probably not matched to my same server. But being able to like develop my own little space and then say, come come join my game and look at my farm. That's gonna be awesome. I want to do the Animal Crossing AFK journey. I hope it's great. It's not out yet. It's so exciting. So I don't know. I feel like I was supposed to have a point in this video, but I kind of don't. I just think AFK journey is pretty good. Officially, I don't recommend it until they sponsor me. Wink. But I'm still playing it. I'm still liking it. Don't get stuck grinding for no reason. You know, the game is mostly signing in and like saying I accept the rewards button over and over again until all the little like highlighted things are gone, and that is kind of annoying actually, but also kind of satisfying. I don't know. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. That's the real thing. But like, what even was this video? It's not really a review. It's my AFK journey. It is why I got into it and why I still play it and what I still like about it. That's it. That's what the point is. And I'm excited for the things that are coming, because while the core combat was the core of the game, it looks like they're really willing to expand into other things. And hopefully the game will become this thing that kind of does have something for everyone. Right now it's very compartmentalized with all these different game modes that all are kind of the exact same, but there's a couple. There's Honor Duel, there's Arcane Labyrinth. I said Arcane Realms before tonight. Arcane Labyrinth, I think it's called. There's this new Voyage of Wonders. And there's fishing. And the fishing's good. It is some of the best fishing I've seen in games, and it's not complicated, but I don't think fishing should be. Fishing is about exploring a world and finding a spot you can fish and going, ooh, what will I catch? And then finding a really cool fish you've never seen before. And this game is not afraid to have really cool fish. All the fish are cool fantasy creatures. They're not just trout and salmon. And don't get me wrong, I like trout and salmon. They're cool fish, but they're not like a cool fire eel or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Happy, like, anniversary, I guess. I don't know. If you're watching this because of the contest, hi. I make lots of videos that are not usually about AFK Journey, but I'd love to get into making AFK Journey videos. I just haven't yet because there hasn't been a lot of motivation to. I do have a fishing guide though, and I do think it's very good if you want to understand how the fishing works. It's specifically about the challenge fish, the Fish King, but it is also a general guide, so I do recommend it. Cool. Well, have a good night, everyone. I have been Darcy Bits. I've been talking about AFK Journey, or as I like to call it, AFK Fishing. And I'll see you next time. Yeah, this is just kind of a vlog, but I don't know. I want to make more videos like this where I'm just like talking to you, you know? I want to talk to you more because I have thoughts in my brain, and I think that you are all lovely, beautiful people who might appreciate a good thought. Point is, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.